Good morning, grade 4. How are we today? It's Wednesday, it's middle of the week already. Hope you're all still feeling enthusiastic. I just want to say awesome job to those who have already completed their Tabata workouts. And if you haven't done it, make sure you do it by Friday, okay? And even if you have done it, feel free to do it more times. If you do it every day, I guarantee you will get fit. All right, let's begin the day with some devotions. All right, today's Bible verse comes from 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9, and it says, "He said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." What does that mean? Okay, let me tell you a little story. So when I finished high school, I wasn't quite too sure what I wanted to do, but I knew that I had to be successful in whatever I did. So I thought being successful meant earning a lot of money, getting a good job. So I worked at the ANZ Bank for a good 10 years. I had pretty good times there too. But deep down, I knew I wasn't having fun anymore. Like I was getting bored of that job. Okay, and deep down, I knew that I wanted to do teaching, and that meant going to university. That meant not working as much, so not getting as much money. But when I finally started working as a teacher, I knew I made the right decision. I was happy, and I really enjoy my job. Okay, so what does that have to do with this verse? Okay, see, sometimes, well, first of all, let's break down the words. What does the word grace mean? It means when you receive something that you don't deserve, like a good thing, but even though you don't deserve it. Okay, so it's like when somebody gives you a present, even though you were being a bit naughty or you weren't being a good boy or girl. That's grace, getting something good, even though you don't deserve it. And what does the word sufficient mean? That means enough, or you have more, you have what you need. Okay, so in this verse, it's saying that God's grace, when Jesus died on the cross for us, that was showing grace because he died for our sins. His grace is sufficient, which means his grace is all you need in life. Okay, so I pray that we all seek out his grace. It's not all about making heaps of money and getting cool cars or stuff like that, but find out what really makes you happy, what really gives you enjoyment in life. Okay, all right guys, now for literacy, we'll be starting our narrative writing assessment. Okay, so this is due next week on the 9th, so you have 1 week to do this, so take your time. Okay, now with narrative writing, I want you guys to use this theme. The theme is I was sucked into my favorite cartoon, show, or movie. Okay, so make a story with that theme as the theme of your narrative. Okay, now we've done a lot of narrative writing this year, so you guys should be fairly good at doing these. Now, if you need to, you can use the narrative organizer that I've included here in the activities. So remember, you need to state what will happen, when, where, and have characters, okay? And we all know that a good narrative has a beginning, middle, and an end, okay? So the beginning sets up your story, introduce the characters, where is the story happening? Is it, about a bunch of kids, going hiking in the forest or something like that? And then in the middle section, you need to introduce a problem or a situation that your characters need to overcome, okay? And in the end, you write about how your characters overcome that problem or that situation and how they live happily ever after. Like, do they come out as stronger people from it, or do they, I don't know, find happiness somehow? Okay, have a good solution at the end for the characters, okay? All right, and as always, if you need help or if you need any questions, if you have any questions, just contact me. And also make sure you have good punctuation, okay? We've done a lot of that, so you guys should be experts at that by now. All the best with that, okay? Remember, it's due next week. Now for numeracy today, we'll be doing part 2 of the optical illusion worksheet. Okay, so we'll be doing questions 3, 4, and 5. So this has a lot more to do with area and length and all that stuff. So one thing to remember, how do we find the area of a shape? Length times width. Okay, so always remember that golden rule, and you should be able to do these easily. Okay, all right, all the best with that one, and enjoy learning a whole bunch of new things about optical illusions and how math is applied to it. All the best. All right, guys, now before we move on to integrated studies, I want to introduce a good friend of mine. Over here is Fox McCloud, one of the baddest R-Wing pilots of the Lilac Galaxy. And as you can probably tell, he is a fox, okay? Now today for integrated studies, we're gonna learn something really interesting, not just about foxes, but how a lot of animals actually use the Earth's magnetic field, okay? So what you'll do is, first of all, you need to click on the link, and you'll watch this video about how foxes use the magnetic fields to help them hunt. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. And then when you go to your worksheets, we're doing question 8 today, okay? So at the top here, after watching that fox video, answer that question over there, okay? And then next, you need to look at the other website link on the activities, and it'll bring you to a page that looks like this, okay? Now there's 3 websites here that you can choose from. What you need, so for example, I'll look at this one, and you'll see you've got birds, bats, butterflies, dogs, sharks, lots of interesting information on how they use the Earth's magnetic field, okay, for their purposes, okay? And you need to choose at least 5 animals and use this mind map to write down maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 interesting facts about the animal that you have researched, okay? They don't have to be paragraphs, just dot points will do, okay? So just maybe 2 or 3 interesting fun facts about an animal that you've chosen. All right, well, that about does it for today, kids. Have an awesome day, and just remember, if you need help, just give me a buzz, and yeah, enjoy learning. Bye-bye.